Hey guys. Hello. Get my spectacles on. Hi, Dave. Hello, Kiri, Alicia. Just had a big salad. Ooh, oh, that is so great. Awesome. Congratulations to you on doing that. That's wonderful. You know, I painted the one upstairs bedroom, which is leading me to now paint the other two bedrooms. Of course. Then I would have to paint the hallway and the stairwell because the same thing. And then I'm like, okay, it's only been how long have I had this room, this office this way? 2009? So maybe 15 years, but still, that's a long time. So I'm like, okay, it's very warm colors. I've got the two colors like that, kind of warmish. And so I'm like, hmm. So as I look at you, it's like I get all this orange color coming on me. And so I'm like, I don't want to do this room too. I might wait a few more years, but anyway, as you know, with home upkeep and everything, one thing leads to another, to another, to another. So I'm almost done with the one room. I'm just touching up some trim, and then I'll just scrub the carpet and kind of get everything back in there together. So it's just like, yeah, a project. And so the because things are getting all moved around, shifted around between the um, three rooms. Uh, it's like the next room I'm going to do, I've got to empty out, but that also is the room that I'm going to be storing. Which way am I here? The Christmas tree in. So yes, I still have a Christmas tree up. It's not decorated, but that's where it that's where it has to go. So I'm not going to be hauling that upstairs until I get that room cleared out and ready and painted and get done. So the plan is to be done with all of those by Easter. That is the plan. So I'm hoping that'll work. So you had to buy a new measuring tape yesterday because your old one apparently grew legs. Either that or wings, right? Oh, you hate painting. I've never minded painting, but I haven't painted. Well, the last time I painted was the living room, and that was 2 years ago. Um, a living room and dining room. I redid those, and yeah, that was a chore. But um, the more um, I don't know, it's like I should say the older I get, the harder it is to. I can't get down on my knees to be cutting in along the baseboards and stuff like that. So I've gotten a little sloppier with that. Yeah. So I do have tape, but I find that tape leaves a sloppy edge too. So I'm just like, sometimes I do better just with the paintbrush cutting in and stuff like that. So um, you lose them often as you can find them. Oh, I know. I've got like three of them, I think. I try to keep one in my toolbox all the time and try to have designated places for them. But yeah, with a lot of tools, decorated for Easter, that I could. I could hang eggs on it. I could certainly do that. Yeah, if I don't get the rooms done, that will be an option. I thank you for that idea. Rather than going, oh, I didn't get things done. Just like, oh well, I got an Easter tree. Oh, that's good. And full screen on your phone, it's like a quarter of the screen. Never. Oh, weird. I don't know. YouTube's thing has gotten weird lately. Like I said, I still see everything backwards, even though you guys are good. I'm still seeing. So when I point this way, it's over there. So it's like, oh, um, you have four of them. Yeah, I hear you. Used to love helping your grandparents paint their house when we were kids. You would enjoy doing a lot then. Your spring cleaning. Ooh, does that make spring come quicker? So, yeah, I guess you could say I'm probably spring cleaning as I go. Um, so at least those 3 rooms will be done, right? But see, I host Easter, so I really wanna make sure things are done, and but it puts a lot of extra pressure on me, and then, like, this afternoon, I was trying to get up there and get that done, and I had a client call and say, kind of the emergency thing on their website, and it's like, "I need to have this done." It's like, so an hour and a half later, I'm trying to get off of it. It's like turned into a Zoom, turned into other things, and so it's just like, adds that stress. Hey, Joy, how are you? Um, it does come quicker. It's, yeah, it's so good to talk to you guys because I have to slow down and just, like, be present with you guys, and it's an easy there's, what, 5 of you on here, which is kind of a little bit of a shame after 5 years of doing this, but anyway, um, yeah, so anyway, it just if there were 1,800 people on here, that wouldn't be relaxing at all, but you guys make it a little relaxing, so that's good. Um, so what's been going on with your week? Mine has just been, yeah, work and painting and, um, trying to get things done, and what else have I done? I've actually started a to-do list on my phone. Um, okay, I just got a text from them. Oh, one more thing. Just one more thing. Like, okay. I started a to-do list for each day. I don't know, did I get very far today? Paint, claim, YouTube Live. I had 1, 2, 9 things on my list for today. I've got 5 done so far. I'll get 6, maybe 7. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, it's like I'm trying to, I started my list of like a schedule for cleaning rooms and stuff like that around the house and getting that set. Thanks, Alicia. Um, and it's helpful. I haven't been able to stick to it really well, but um, what's helpful is like that day will come around. Like today was, cleaning my bedroom, so it's like, oh, okay. If I can, and I still have time. I haven't been able to get to it today, but it's just really dusting, vacuuming, changing the sheets, that type of thing. So I'll get, and that really won't take very long. So I could really get all that done before I go to bed. So, because after you, I have a class that I teach for an hour and a half, until so I've got a half-hour break between you guys and that, and then I have an hour and a half class. So it's 9 o'clock at night by the time I get done with any of this, um, and at that point, I just wanna just, like, I just wanna sit down, flip on a YouTube video to watch, and just, like, just veg for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours or whatever, and then go to bed, but, um, so it really won't take me too long to get that done, but anyway, I'm kinda sidetracked there. When it comes up, say clean the bathroom day or clean the kitchen or whatever, if, even if I can get one little thing done in there, I feel like I've tended to something that I wouldn't have done otherwise, at least on that day, and so, um, I'm getting something accomplished. I'm not getting in there and, like, fully cleaning every room every day, or something, and it's like so it's a work in progress, let's just say that, so, um you once was trying to defrost your freezer and got called into work. Ooh, you worked at home for a woman with struggle. You bungee cord the freezer door open, went to work. Freezer defrosted at 11 p.m. when you got home. So, I mean, it didn't start defrosting till you got home, or it was finished when you got defrosting? Um, you had 2 appointments for Katie last week, but yeah, how did those go? Um, yeah, it's hard when they don't understand either, and they're not quite sure what's going on, and, um, hopefully that'll work out for you, Alicia, so sounds like I have a plan that makes a difference. Yes, it does, and I think, having a plan just kinda releases you to, like, "Oh, okay, I don't have to get all these other rooms cleaned today. I can just, E even if I don't get to the one for today, tomorrow, I can still work on that room a little bit or something, it's like, yes, there will be some progress then, so hey, Christy, how are you? You finished no more ice in the freezer. Yay. T Yes, 2 things at once, absolutely. So, anyway, yeah, tomorrow I go pick up the other paint for the other rooms. It's like, mhm. I think I told you that last week when I went to pick up the paint on Monday, and it was like, "Okay, I found paint for the other 2 because they were on sale, right? So, but now I have to think about something for, like I said, the hallway and the stairwell, just right up that way. I have to just not look in here. It's like, "It's up that way." Um, because they just, it's a light color, but it's on the warmer side, and the rooms are on the cooler side, and it's gonna look icky, so we'll have to see. And again, those I haven't repainted that for, ooh, it was when we moved in 28 years ago. So, it's beyond time to have some fresh paint in there, but it's like, didn't wanna be doing everything all at once, right? Uh And once spring comes, nothing gets done inside until next winter. So, it's going to do a scope much needed. Jake will have to wait. Okay. Yeah. Alicia, hopefully, yeah, we'll be praying that all works out. So the sterile nut, yeah. And I was 28 years younger when I was doing the stairwell, when you take a ladder and put it on a step and tilt it to plant on the wall, and you're hanging over all these steps are going down. It's like, oh, yeah, I that's where it's like, maybe that part will just be left. I don't know. I just, or that's gonna take a bit of courage there for me to do that because, yeah. There's a bit of a difference between what was I, 38 and 37? 37, 28. I'm 65 minus 28 years, whatever that is. 37. Yeah, when you're 37 years old, it's like, "Oh, I can climb up here, I can do that," but, at 65, it's like, being on the ladder hanging out over things with it tilted and planted, propped. It's like, I don't know. Uh, that I know, Alicia. Yep. So, uh, to dig rocks out of your garden? Oh, you pile the rocks. Oh, yeah, but you know what? Each rock that comes out is one less that's in there, right? So, not ceilings and stairwells. Yes, I'm with you, Christy. Absolutely. Um, yeah, it's like, I just might have a nephew come and do that for me. He's now older than I was when I did it, but I bet you he could. That would be, yeah. At least just get that. I could feed them, right? Uh, so that's a thought because it's like I don't know that I want to get in there. Um, the ceiling isn't too bad, way up and everything, so I really wouldn't have to do that. But the sides are color, so yeah. I think you're right. You're right, Carrie. I think winter's their mating season. Yeah, they multiply after that. Would you rather game? Would you rather paint your house or garden? Hmm. Well, we could throw that out right now. Would you guys rather paint your house or garden? Garden. No, I love painting, but it's like you said, it's more taxing on me physically now. But just you'd ask yourself if I'm laying in an ER was it worth it. I like that joy. That's good. Oh, you have to use the smaller paint rollers now. Those big ones are heavy. Okay. I'm still okay with those, but you know what? I never thought about using a smaller one. Hmm. All of my equipment is for the bigger ones. But that's a thought. That's an idea to do that. What nap do they have for the smaller ones? Because I like the 3/8 inch nap. Um, I don't like the half-inch nap. They hold too much paint, and they get so heavy, and they just absorb everything, and it wastes a lot of paint. And the 1/4 inch ones are a little too thin, unless you've got a really really smooth surface. Um, they don't cover that well. So that's why I like the 3/8 inch. So what do you guys like? Garden, 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 garden. Rock mating season. Yep. Um, so it fell off a ladder while painting, broke it so badly. Barry saved it. Okay, broke what? I was like, they broke the ladder so badly they couldn't save it. But I know you were talking about it's just the way you wrote it out. Curia looks a little bit funny. So, Rebel Canners. Oh, hey, Rebel Canners. Hello, how are you? Um, you broke their legs. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. I just I don't want to be breaking anything. That's for sure. So, oh, anyway, what else has been going on? Our weather. We got more snow this last week on Wednesday. We got about 3 or 4 inches. So it's gradually going away. There are patches of grass now, but yeah, I mean, it was, and then the next day was like super windy. It was like, 30, 40 mile an hour winds. So we got, just all over the place. But anyway, Wednesday, it was icy and snowed all day. So we couldn't go out. There were a few things I missed, not being able to get out, but I turned everything white again for a few days, and now it's starting to melt again. And we're gonna have some days. I think, in the 40s. Okay, come on. Tomorrow, 38. Wednesday, 43. Thursday, 39. Friday's a little cooler at 31. Ooh. Saturday, 44. Sunday, 43. Monday, 46. And then we get a front in with some rain and cooler weather. So definitely a warm February too. So, but with those days, a lot of sunny days. So yeah, we'll have a lot of melting and a lot of snow going away. Hmm, That's right, Kiri, you did, and that was a long, long recovery for you. You've had sun, beautiful, taking a while to melt. It's going to take, yeah, you guys got a lot of snow, that's for sure. Um, so just wondering if there's areas that you need to get rid of the snow really quickly. If you have any ash from like a fireplace or something like that, you could spread it around. That helps to melt it faster. Not, I mean, hot ash obviously would, but even just cold ash. I'm just thinking of Ariel at Fineth. She did that when she was um, living up in the mountain and everything. And she tried that 1 year, just spreading um, ash out every, because she would get like 8 feet of snow up there and different things. And so she did that. And in the spring, those were the areas that melted first. So the others took her a while. So anyway, that's just something to experiment. You could try something. The dark ash gets warm. Ah, there you go. Thanks, Dave. Bad things. ER, I missed the fracture on the X-ray 3 weeks. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, Rebel Canners. Oh, that was so sweet that you came on. Thank you. And we'll be getting into the seeds pretty soon. But I just want to check on everybody. Friday, you had 4 inches of snow in KC. Cold weekend, but spring-like now. Okay. Low is 37, highs in the 70s. Your tulips are 3 inches tall? Oh my goodness. Wow. I haven't checked to look to see if my tulips are blooming at all yet, but I had now last summer, because we had so many wasps, I put a bunch of wasp traps out. The kind that it's this little plastic container and you hang it in the tree and I put beer in it and stuff. And there's little holes in the side. The wasps will go in, they can't get out, that type of thing. So anyway, and what they have on there, on the lid, there's a light that if you put a battery in there, it also is like a solar type of thing. But I don't know why, if it is solar, why you have to put a battery in there too. But anyway, like a little AAA battery. But anyway, they after a few days of having the little lights on, I realized it was drawing the moths. And I'd go out there and the containers would be packed full of moths. And I'm like, oh, that's just not going to do. So I turned them off on, I thought of all of them, but they had one hanging in a tree that a couple nights ago, and I got home, it was dark, and I saw the little light was glowing in there, and it was like, okay, obviously I haven't taken them down, but I need to, and because I have some new ones, and these things are all gross and icky. But anyway, it was like, wow, the light is gone all through the summer, all through the winter, and it's still going. So a good little battery, I guess. So sand helps melt snow. Okay, yeah, all of that. Sorry, got a hair in my eye. Um, yeah, it's the sun hits it and it heats those things out more because it absorbs the dark, it absorbs the sun, whereas the white snow reflects it. So yeah. Keep sand by your front door so the stairs are AC. That's good. Tulips were your mom's favorite. Oh, Christy, that's so sweet. Yeah, I had yeah, I have some tulips in my south bed, and they'll last a few years and then they kind of die off. But 1 year I had quite a few of them that my sister had gotten in Holland. So she had taken a trip out there, and so it was so fun. They were like double tulips or something like that, and they were beautiful and gorgeous. And it was like, of course, they grew so much bigger than the ones that we get here. So it was really fun. But I do like having tulips because they're like the first thing that pop up in the spring, give me some color, all kinds of things. So Can you buy mint plants instead of having to grow mint since it is an invasive? Does it really help to deter hornets and wasps? You're allergic. Um, yeah, you can buy mint plants. That's the easiest way to really get started on them. Um, yeah, Joy, you're so true. One of the dogs broke his collar. You had to chase it. Oh, I'm sorry, Christy. Um, yeah, you can plant mint in a pot, then they can't spread. You can, yeah. Oh, your mint seeds grew easily. Okay. Um, I'm trying to think. I mean, if you want to have the plants right away because we have a shorter growing season, um, it's probably better to buy them because they're already, unless you start them now, and then you've got the plants all ready to go. But they'll take a while to get big enough to make a difference in your garden. Um, I don't know that they really deter all of those. I mean, they may not go onto those plants, but they're still going to be around the yard and everything. I would suggest, I don't know, last year when I got those wasp and hornet traps, they were just amazing. I mean, it's just like I had no idea that they grew. They had so many around. I mean, I knew I had a problem, but they just would go in there and I didn't have any problems having to, I don't have to spray. I don't have everything. They just go right in there. So that might be something to think about. You also planted a window box for summer you could look at. Aw. Um, let me see if I can find what I had done. I thought I got it at Amazon. Did I? No, I don't think so. I thought I got it here. I don't remember where I got them now. Oh, it must have been Walmart. I got it at Walmart. Okay. Let me double check this. Purchase history. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm looking at. So anyway, yeah, at least you go to Walmart and look for, because I had gotten them last year on Amazon and they don't have them anymore. So, but Walmart carries some, and they're just clear plastic containers with a lid, and then that you can hang them from a tree. And there's different ones, so just kind of look for that. And because I don't want to waste my time here, but hey, kid. Hi, Patty. How are you? Pyrenees mix. Okay. Um, Phone good in your pockets. So you still listening? Okay, lock up those chickens. Hey, Donna. Hello. Um, no, I mean those probably work too, but yeah, ones that you add the liquid to, they come with a little packet with the liquid that you can make. But really, the best thing is just to pour some beer in there and have like in those containers, have like a good inch of beer at the bottom or something, inch and a half, whatever. Um, so just buy a cheap beer and just throw it in there. I don't drink beer. I don't ever buy beer, but I did buy a 6-pack for that. I still have three cans left, but um, that's just easier than trying to figure out all the other things that are going on with that. So um, anyway, yeah, those work well, and they'll just, in one day they'll be full in there. You just have to make sure that you dump them out, empty them out into like a can or a bucket or something, and when you empty it out, or so that they're not all over the place, and then kind of clean out the container, because it does get really icky in there when they die, and then you get other bugs and flies and stuff in there too. So it's not just the hornets that go in there, or the wasps. So, but you're getting rid of them. So anyway, we're going to talk about spinach tonight. Woohoo, spinach. Alrighty. Okay. So that is our thing. And for Patty, and I'm sure I'm not going to say it right, so don't say anything. I'm just going to give it my best shot. It's been a hot minute since I've had Latin. But anyway, Spinacia oleracea, or Spinacchia oleracea. Popeye's favorite food. So anyway, it's spinach for those of us of the vernacular here. Okay, so spinach is thank you. Spinach is known to have been cultivated in Europe since 1351. Wow, for almost 700 years. The species probably originated in Central Asia and was mentioned in Chinese agricultural literature in the 7th century. Oh, you guys. Spinach is a unique annual vegetable because its plants produce either all male flowers or all female flowers. That is interesting. Spinach seed is either prickly or smooth, which corresponds to the plant's leaf shapes. That's interesting. Okay. I've only grown smooth-leaved spinach. I didn't even know that there was a prickly-leaved spinach. But that the seeds correspond with that. That helps you if you get them mixed up, so you know what they are. That's really cool. Prickly seeded varieties produce flatter leaves, while smooth seed varieties generally are more wrinkled. Seed set in spinach is day length sensitive, and long days will cause the plants to bolt to seed. So here in the north, where we have long days in the summer, they do bolt very quickly as soon as it starts getting warm and different things like that. So well, Christy, kudos to your dad, right? So depending on the variety, plants will begin to bolt when daylight reaches 12 and a half to 15 hours. So those of you in the South, if you've ever had trouble with them bolting right away, I mean, I grew spinach quite a few years, but I haven't for a little while, just because that was a problem I ran into as soon as I got them in the ground. And, it was like they grew, it was like before they could even get really big enough to truly harvest, they were bolting, and it was so hard. And then they'd get bitter. And so, because our days get long very quickly. In addition, plants exposed to alternating cold and hot temperatures will often bolt at even less than 12 and a half hours of daylight. Crowded plants will bolt more quickly than those given ample space. Maybe that was my problem. I just planted them, threw all the seeds in together, and it was like, go for it. Probably was it. So anyway, different varieties of spinach have been selected for their resistance to bolting and for dark leaves that are rich in vitamins. So you like the baby spinach best? Yes. Grow it as an early spring crop or an all crop here, a fall crop there. Okay. Yeah, if I were to get out and, even get part of one bed ready, which I could do early enough in the spring, instead of waiting till I plant everything and then just doing a garden all at once. But if I did get something out early, that would probably be good. What do I plan to grow in my new greenhouse? And when will I start? Oh, good question. I don't have an answer yet. That's a good question. I'll try to come up with an answer over the next couple weeks. But um, I don't know yet. Probably we'll start like in April. It all depends on the weather, really. If it gets too cold at night, it'll kill everything off. So you didn't have much luck growing spinach in Alabama. I think the soil is a little too acidic. Ah, okay. Um, so they're very rich in vitamins. The darker they are, the richer in vitamins. Depending on climate and season, either cold tolerant or long day tolerant varieties can be grown. The concentration of nitrate in spinach leaves can occasionally reach toxic levels. Such high nitrate levels usually occur when large amounts of ammonia fertilizers are used to produce the crop. For home gardening, you should not be using any type of ammonia fertilizers in your garden at all. So, unless you're using some very, very, high high ammonia cat poop in your garden or something, which you shouldn't be using anyway. So, um, yeah, you don't just be careful what you put in there. Spinach also may contain high levels of oxalates and sometimes interfere with calcium intake in humans. Those are interesting. But anyway, you get the baby spinach in there. Just have really good organic soil, really good soil, and you'll be fine. Um, Growing spinach, okay. So spinach is an outbreeding plant that is mainly wind pollinated, which makes it difficult for home seed savers to grow more than one variety to save for seed without the use of bagging. Spinach pollen is very light and can be carried for great distances by the wind. One of the people that I've seen bag so much, she does so great, is Wendy at Hardneck Farms. I don't know if you guys have watched her or not, but anyway, it's like you know she she's got all these little bags and she's saving seeds and she does it. She's really, really good with that. So I think of her whenever we talk about bagging the plants and having the seeds. But so spinach pollen is very light, carried for great distances. So commercial spinach seed crops are separated by 5 to 10 miles. Spinach pollen is so fine that it easily penetrates mesh screen. Ooh. But is severely restricted by spun polyester fabric. Interesting. The bagging technique described on the Kinopod family pages can be used with some success. What bagging do we talk about? As was stated earlier, spinach plants are either male or female. Always maintain a ratio of 1 male to 2 female plants, and also an absolute minimum of 2 male and 4 female plants per cage, which will result in good pollination and will retain a fair amount of genetic diversity within the population. The sex of spinach plants is hard to determine until the seed stalks have formed. Because I'm thinking it's like, how do you tell the difference between the plants? It's answering my question here. When the stalks have formed, which often results in less than an ideal situation when attempting to determine the plants that are to be caged. That's true. It's like you're already caging the plants. By the time they bolt and are seeding, it's like you don't know what they are until they are there. So you just have to have a lot of plants, I think. It's just do a lot of plants if you want to get seed. Okay. Close planting in wide beds will provide the greatest chance that the necessary ratio of male to female plants will be growing in relatively close proximity. There we go. Polyester inhibits life. Yay, that makes sense. So true, Joy. So true. Thanks, Patty. Grow spinach in Texas. That's good. In home gardens, the outer leaves of the spinach rosette are often harvested as a cut and come again vegetable. So I don't know if you can see this very well. So here are uh, spinach plants that have bolted. Sorry, it was not very straight. Are we straight? There we go. This one, wait, where are we here? This one is a female plant that's got flowers on it. I don't know if you can see that. And then the other one is the male plant. And it's got like, it's more spiky, kind of like that. So it's a little bit different way that we can tell. Okay. So they're harvested as a cut and come again, which means that you can cut the leaves off and then the plants will grow up new leaves. So it can't, that's like a lettuce. It just keeps on coming and stuff like that. It's such a great style. Thanks. Can you dehydrate spinach and maybe use in soup? Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Where are we here? When spinach is being grown for a seed crop, a few of the outer leaves can be eaten without decreasing the quality or quantity of the seed. Commercial spinach seed is usually dried in the field for the seed. In areas with prolonged summer rains, the plants can be pulled when the seed is fully formed but not yet dry. When possible, however, spinach seed is much easier to harvest directly from the plants in the garden. Prickly seeded varieties can be very abrasive to the hands, so heavy gloves are a necessity. Starting at the bottom of the plant, strip off the seeds and the leaves, just like, the stem, just whoop, like that, and let them fall into a basket or a sack. Seeds and leaves that are completely dry can be winnowed immediately after harvest. If still damp, let them dry for several additional days away from direct sunlight. Winnowing will then remove the remaining leaves and other debris. Spinach seeds will retain 50% germination for 5 years when stored under ideal conditions. So there you go. Spinach is a day-length sensitive annual that grows best in cool, mild climates. Did we lose Dave, or did he go to dinner? He came inside and started buffering, couldn't stop refreshing. Seems to have helped. Good. Spinach is usually direct seeded in the very early spring or late fall. Seed should be covered 1/2 inch deep, will germinate at temperatures between 55 and 70, usually in 6 to 15 days. Either plant or set out in full sun or partial shade. Plants should be thin to 3 inches for both food and breeding purposes. 3 inches apart and everything. So you could have like you could do them in a pot. You certainly could. Looks like every growing region in in North America has a good recommendations for planting and everything. Looks really good. So we have, that's our main spinach. Now we have one that's called mountain spinach, or orach, O-R-A-C-H. So Patty, is it a K or a CH sound? Okay, thank you. Oric. I was, I think that was the first one I said, right? Oh, you're chatting with Monique. Oh, that's good. Hi, Monique. I won't take your husband from you here, so we'll keep it good. Aurec is also known as mountain spinach, French spinach, sea purslane, and saltbush. Boy, all these different names. The last two names refer to the plant's ability to withstand saline soils. The Greeks used aurec as a medicine and later as a vegetable. Although not commonly cultivated in the United States, aurec is widely grown in many parts of the world. Aurec can be used in place of spinach or chard in any recipe. The red variety is quite attractive. Ooh, red spinach. That would be cool. The brown marmorated stink bugs like the ripening seeds and a great trap crop. Ooh, okay. Look at all these things that she learned. Oh, goodness. So, yes, the red variety is quite attractive and is sometimes planted in flower gardens. The three varieties available from seed companies include red, green, and a light green, sometimes called yellow. Aurec has tiny wind-pollinated flowers. Here's a picture of aurec. See if you can see that. Doo-doo. There you go. So these are the regular spinach things, and that's the seeds, the seed stock. This is messing me up so bad. It's like I need to contact YouTube, find out what's what. Okay. They have tiny wind-pollinated flowers. Isolation or bagging will prevent cross-pollination between varieties. Aurec plants bolt in response to lengthening days and are not truly biennial. True, Alicia, yep. The seeds are enclosed in leafy membranes known as bracts and that are easily stripped from the plants as they mature. The plants also produce some tiny black seeds without bracts. They are not usually fertile. After harvest, the seeds are dried and stored. Aurec seeds will maintain 50% germination for 6 years when stored in cool, dry, dark conditions. 6 years. It's an outbreeding annual plant that is day-length sensitive and adapted to many climatic conditions. Usually aurec seed is direct seeded. Either cover the seeds very lightly or water in without covering. They take about 14 days. So anyway, then we have lamb's quarters. Lamb's quarters is a weed in most temperate and tropical regions of the world, but is a great medicinal. So the leaves can be cooked like spinach or eaten raw. Southwest Indian tribes gathered the seeds and ground them into a flour for bread. Gathered the seeds, lamb's quarter seeds, and made in bread. Ooh. So lamb's quarter is sometimes called pigweed or white goosefeet weed. We call it pigweed around here. So male and female flowers are produced on the same plant and can be either insect pollinated or wind pollinated. Different varieties, if available, would cross with one another. Hi, Caitlin. Was it here that someone told you about mustard spinach? You have seeds coming for spring. Ooh, mustard spinach. I don't know if we talked about that or not. I know we talked about mustard at one point, but to grow or to eat, Patty? Lamb's quarters is an outbreeding annual that grows as a weed in many climates. Usually it is direct seeded. Cover the seeds very lightly or just water in. Germination is erratic. Plant in full sun or partial shade in early spring. They should be thinned 6 inches for food production or 4 inches for breeding process purposes. You're the one who mentioned mustard and spinach. Okay. That has a mild life. You like spinach. Lamb's quarter is better to eat. It's easy to grow. I've never eaten lamb's quarters. It grows a lot here, but I end up pulling it up as a weed, which I shouldn't be. I know, but sometimes you only have time for just one thing, right? Okay, then we have Good King Henry. I just saw a thing yesterday on, on magazine type of thing at the gas station. It was talking about Prince Charles, well, King Charles now. I didn't realize he was already 75 years old. Imagine waiting to be king until you're 75. That's a long time. But they said that his health is bad. He's got cancer or something. So Prince William has to step in. He's no longer Duke. He's not a Duke anymore. He is a prince. So Prince William has stepped up and taken over a lot of his dad's duties, which is like, wow, that's kind of interesting how things are happening. What does it look like? Maybe Google it for some color pictures. You can see best. So either pigweed, lamb's quarters. It's kind of all the same thing. Yeah, animal feed. Yep. Pigweed there is not the same as lamb's quarters. Okay. So maybe what comes up is not what I think it's supposed to be. Well, Caitlin, I'm glad you're having fun with that. So yes, he has been well groomed. So, and the Navalny death, I've not heard about that. So Good King Henry. Until the beginning of the 1900s, Good King Henry was commonly grown in English kitchen gardens, also known as fat hen plant. It's a perennial and very hardy. Each spring, its arrowhead-shaped leaves are used like spinach. The plants can be covered with an inverted flower pot in the early spring in order to blanch the stems, which are then harvested and eaten like asparagus. Woo! It is not known if different varieties of Good King Henry exist. If varieties do exist and were grown near one another, they would probably be crossed by either insects or the wind. Tiny black seeds are harvested when the plant begins to die back in the fall. It is an outbreeding perennial that grows as a weed in many climates. Usually it is direct seeded. Cover seeds very lightly or just water in. So anyway, I've never heard of Good King Henry. Commonly grown in English kitchen gardens. The English and French gardens, the kitchen gardens that they had, they're amazing, right? I don't know that. I'm sure that they brought that knowledge over here. The first couple generations that were here, they all had kitchen gardens. It's definitely something that we've lost over the last 100 years. To even have, it's starting to come back in the homesteading world of things a little bit. Having kitchen gardens, or as the French call them, potager type things. So, but I think so many of us, we just have like an area in our main garden or something that's just for the herbs. But and then we just think, okay, we just have herbs, close up or something. But it's interesting. Very, very so. I hear you, Kiri. I hear you. You sure William is now worrying about Catherine's health as well? Yes. Yeah, she had Apparently, she's got a bit of a recovery. I don't even know what. I just heard that she had had surgery. I don't even know what it was for, so I'm not sure. Pigweed is a type of amaranth, like lamb's quarters, but with a rough leaf. Lamb's quarters is a soft leaf and edges are different. Looking at the pics side by side. Okay. I've heard of good King Henry, but have never tried it. Sean and his wife at U2 Edible Acres. Oh, I'll have to check that one out. It's hard for the pilgrims and Puritans, weather and soil varied. Oh, that's true, Kiri. That's true. So, what they tried to do bring, I imagine that they brought a certain number of seeds over because that's probably a practice that they would have gotten into, knowing that, I mean, they didn't have commercial seed companies like we do, or go to the store and pick up a packet of seeds. That was something that was part of their every season of growing was saving seed. And so I'm sure that they thought, oh, we need to bring some seeds over. But you're right. It's like what they were able to grow in their climate. They didn't necessarily have that same climate, soil, all that kind of stuff available here. Um, it's where I think we ended up getting a lot of seeds from the Native Americans that were here, and trying to grow what they did. But it's interesting. So, I love the old kitchen garden, so charming. Old farmers say that if pigweed won't grow in a field, nothing will. That's so true. Uh, that is very, very true. So we got King Henry in, or good King Henry. So we have King Charles. So we got spinach, Orach, Orach. Okay, so we will stop here at this point with our quinopods. I love our quinopods. Isn't that how dandelions came here? Is that what they were, Donna? I don't know. There are a lot of things that came over that weren't native here. And a lot of things that are native here, we've been able to bring back to Europe and different things like that. So, yeah, I get it. So, anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here. Hope you have a good week. And I will just be trying to paint some rooms. So, it's that really is the part that doesn't take the long. It's the cleaning out, the moving of everything, getting it all out of the room, and then just going through it. That's what takes so long. The painting is kind of the easy part. But anyway, you guys have a great week, and take care. God bless. Always have hope. And you guys sit in the 70s all week. Nice. All right. Good night, guys. Have a wonderful evening.